The snow was falling slowly. White snow covered the road, the cars, and the tall buildings. People were walking fast, heads down, hands in pockets. Nobody wanted to stop. Nobody wanted to feel the cold. A tall man in a black coat walked through the snow. He was a CEO, a powerful man, a busy man. His phone was in his hand. His mind was on meetings, money, and time. He was already late. Then suddenly, a small hand touched his coat. The man stopped. He looked down. In front of him stood a little black boy. The boy was no more than 8 years old. He was thin. His shoes were wet. His jacket was too small. Snow rested on his hair and shoulders. The boy looked up with scared eyes. "Mister," the boy said softly. The CEO sighed. He did not want trouble. He did not want delay. He looked around, hoping someone else would help. But the boy did not move. "Mister," the boy said again. His voice was shaking. The CEO looked at him. "What is it?" he asked, not unkind but not warm. The boy swallowed hard. "Sir, my mother didn't come home last night." The words hit like ice. The CEO felt something strange in his chest. Still, he stayed silent. "She always comes home," the boy continued. "Even when she is tired. Even when it snows." The boy's hands were red from the cold. His lips were dry. His eyes looked like they had not slept. People walked past them. A woman looked, then looked away. A man shook his head and kept walking. No one stopped. The CEO looked at his watch. "I'm sure she'll come," the CEO said quickly. "Maybe she's late." The boy shook his head. "No, sir," he whispered. "She promised." That word stayed in the air. Promised. The CEO felt uncomfortable. He turned slightly, ready to leave. But then the boy spoke again. "She said she would make pancakes this morning." The boy's voice cracked. "She never breaks her promise." The CEO stopped turning. The snow grew heavier. The street felt quieter. "Where is your father?" the CEO asked. The boy looked down. "It's just me and my mom." Silence. The CEO looked at the boy's face again. Something about it felt familiar. Something he did not like to remember. "How long have you been outside?" the CEO asked. The boy shrugged. "Since the sun tried to wake up." The CEO looked up at the gray sky. Morning had already come and gone. "You should be warm," the CEO said. The boy nodded slowly. "I was. Before." The CEO took off his gloves and handed them to the boy. The boy hesitated. "You'll be cold." The CEO forced a small smile. "I'll be fine." The boy took them. His hands shook as he put them on. "Where do you live?" the CEO asked. The boy lifted his arm and pointed down a narrow street. "That way," he said. "She walks that road every night." The CEO followed the direction with his eyes. The street was quiet. Too quiet. No shops. No lights. Just snow and shadows. "Did anyone see her?" the CEO asked. The boy nodded. Miss Carla said Mama looked tired, but she was smiling. The CEO swallowed. "Did you tell the police?" he asked. The boy's eyes filled with tears. "I don't know how." The CEO felt a sharp pain in his chest. He did not know why. "I waited all night," the boy said. "I kept the door unlocked, just in case." Snow fell on the boy's eyelashes. The CEO looked away. His phone buzzed again. Meeting reminder. He closed his eyes. He remembered a long time ago. A small room. A cold night. Waited by a window. He opened his eyes. "Come," the CEO said suddenly. The boy looked up. "Where?" "We'll walk," the CEO said. "You shouldn't be alone." The boy nodded slowly. They walked side by side through the snow. A powerful man. A small boy. Two strangers. As they reached the corner, red and blue lights flashed in the distance. The boy stopped walking. His grip tightened on the CEO's coat. "That's our way home," the boy whispered. The CEO looked at the lights. Then he looked down at the boy. And for the first time that morning, he knew this was not just a story. This was not just a child. And this was not just another cold day. Something was wrong. And it was only the beginning. The red and blue lights did not move. They stayed there, flashing quietly through the falling snow, like a warning the city did not want to explain. The little boy stood still. His hand was tight on the CEO's coat. Too tight for a child. "That's the way my mama walks," he whispered again. "Every night." The CEO followed the boy's eyes. The street ahead looked empty, but something felt wrong. Too quiet. No cars. No people. Only snow, wind, and flashing lights far away. The CEO took a slow breath. "What's your name?" he asked. Eli, the boy said. His voice was small, like he was afraid the cold might steal it. I'm just walking with you, the CEO said. He did not give his name. Names felt heavy right now. They started walking again. Each step felt louder in the silence. Snow cracked under their shoes. Eli walked close to the buildings, like he wanted the walls to protect him. My mom works late, Eli said. She cleans offices. Big ones. With shiny floors. The CEO nodded. She sings when she comes home, Eli added. Sometimes she thinks I'm asleep. But I hear her. The CEO looked down at the boy. He could picture it. A tired woman. A soft song. A child pretending to sleep. She smells like soap, Eli said. And coffee. The CEO swallowed. She didn't come last night, Eli said again. So I waited. How long? The CEO asked. All night, Eli said. I counted the sounds. What sounds? The train. The heater. The man upstairs walking. The wind. The CEO felt his chest tighten. As they got closer, the flashing lights became brighter. A police car sat near the sidewalk. Two officers were talking. Their breath came out in white clouds. Eli slowed down. Why are they here? He asked. The CEO did not answer. A yellow tape stretched across part of the street. It moved gently in the wind. Eli stopped. The CEO stopped too. A woman stood behind the tape, holding a blanket. Her face was pale. She looked at Eli. Her eyes widened. Oh no, she whispered. Eli looked up at her. Miss Carla. The woman rushed forward but stopped when an officer raised his hand. Is that him? The officer asked. Miss Carla nodded, tears falling. That's her boy. Eli's fingers dug into the CEO's coat. Where's my mom? Eli asked. The officers looked at each other. She was found early this morning. One officer said carefully. She was hurt. She's at the hospital. Eli blinked. Hurt how? The officer did not answer. Ilias kniesuk. He almost fell, but the CEO caught him. Is she sleeping? Eli asked. She gets tired. Miss Carla turned away, crying. The CEO felt something break inside him. She's alive, the officer said. That's what matters. Eli breathed out slowly. Can I see her? The officer hesitated. Only family, he said. Eli looked up at the CEO. His eyes were full of fear. I'm her family, Eli said. I'm all she has. The officer studied the boy. Then he looked at the CEO. Are you with him? The officer asked. The CEO opened his mouth. He had meetings. He had power. He had a life waiting. But right now, none of it mattered. Yes, the CEO said. The officer nodded. Then come with us. As they walked away, the CEO looked back at the empty street. He realized something. If he had kept walking earlier, this boy would still be alone, standing in the snow, waiting. Eli climbed into the police car. The seat was too big, the door too heavy. The CEO sat beside him. Will she be mad? Eli asked softly. For worrying me? The CEO shook his head. No, he said. She will be proud. Eli leaned back. His eyes slowly closed. I try to be brave, he whispered. Just like she said. The car started moving. Snow covered their tracks behind them. The CEO looked out the window, and he understood something for the first time in many years. This morning was never about work. This day was never about money. It was about a promise, and a boy who refused to stop waiting. The hospital smelled like clean air and fear. Bright white lights covered everything. The floor shined, but it felt cold. Too cold. The kind of cold that does not touch the skin, only the heart. Eli sat on a hard chair. His feet did not touch the floor. They swung slowly back and forth, like time was moving without asking him. The CEO stood near the wall. His coat was still wet from the snow. He did not take it off. A nurse walked past. Then another. No one said anything. Eli looked at the closed door in front of him. She's behind that door, he said softly. Yes, the CEO replied. Is she still sleeping? The CEO did not answer right away. He had sat in rooms like this before. Big rooms. Expensive rooms. Rooms where people waited for money to grow. But this room was different. This room held a child's whole world. The door opened. A doctor stepped out. He looked tired. His eyes had seen too much. Are you family? The doctor asked. Eli jumped off the chair. I'm her son, he said quickly. My name is Eli. The doctor knelt down, so they were the same height. Your mother is strong, he said. She's fighting. Eli not did fast. She always does. The doctor stood up and looked at the CEO. We stopped the bleeding, he said quietly. But she was outside too long. The cold was not kind. The CEO felt his stomach drop. Can I see her? Eli asked. The doctor hesitated. Just for a moment, he said. She's very weak. The door opened again. The room inside was small. Machines stood near the bed. Soft beeping filled the air. Eli valkit in slowly. His mother lay on the bed. Her face looked smaller, paler. Her hair was messy, but it was her. Mama, Eli vispirit. He touched her hand. It was warm, not cold. He smiled. She's warm, he said. That's good. The CEO stood back, giving them space. He watched the boy carefully. Eli leaned closer. I waited, Eli vispirit. All night. I didn't sleep. His mother did not move. I kept the door unlocked, he continued. Just like you said. A tear fell from Eli's face onto the bed. The machine beeped louder for a moment. The doctor stepped closer. She can hear you, he said softly. Keep talking. Eli nodded. I wasn't scared, he lied. I was brave. The CEO turned away. He felt shame. Heavy and sharp. He thought about how close he had come to walking past this boy. About how easy it would have been. After a few minutes, the doctor gently touched Eli's shoulder. That's enough for now, he said. She needs rest. Eli nodded again, slowly this time. As they stepped back into the hallway, the doctor closed the door. Eli's face changed. Is she going to wake up? He asked. The doctor paused. She needs time, he said. And care. And money, the CEO asked. The doctor looked at him carefully. Yes, he said. And money. Eli looked between them. We don't have much, Eli said quickly. But my mom works hard. The doctor sighed. Her insurance expired last month, he said. She was planning to fix it. The words fell heavy. How much time does she have? The CEO asked. The doctor did not answer right away. Days matter, he finally said. Every hour matters. Eli hugged himself. I'll help, he said. I can clean. I can. The CEO knelt in front of him. You already helped, he said gently. You were brave. Eli shook his head. I just waited. The CEO felt that word hit him again. Waited. The doctor left to check on another patient. Silence returned. Eli sat back on the chair. Sir, he asked. Yes. Are you leaving? The CEO looked at the hallway. At his phone. At the world waiting for him outside. No, he said. Not today. Eli nodded. He closed his eyes for a second. I'm tired, he said. The CEO sat beside him. Outside, the snow kept falling. Inside, a boy waited. And for the first time in a long time, the CEO stayed. The night inside the hospital felt long. Too long. The lights in the hallway never turned off. The sound of machines never stopped. Tom did not move forward. It only waited. Eli slept in a chair. His head leaned against the CEO's arm. His small body curled like he was trying to disappear into warmth. The CEO did not move. He sat still, afraid that even breathing too loud might wake the boy. A nurse walked past and smiled softly. He hasn't let go, she whispered. The CEO looked down. Eli's fingers were wrapped tightly around his coat. No, the CEO replied. He hasn't. The door to the room opened slowly. The same doctor stepped out. His face looked serious. Not scared, but careful. Can we talk? The doctor asked. The CEO gently lifted Eli's hand from his coat. Eli moved, but did not wake. They walked a few steps away. She woke up for a moment, the doctor said. Just a moment. The CEO's heart jumped. Did she say anything? He asked. She asked for her son, the doctor replied. The CEO felt his throat tighten. She's slipping in and out, the doctor continued. Her body is tired. Very tired. The CEO nodded. There's something else, the doctor added. He lowered his voice. She was injured outside, he said. Someone pushed her. We don't know who. The CEO's fist tightened. Pushed, he repeated. Yes, the doctor said. She fell. Hit her head. The cold did the rest. The CEO looked back at Eli. A child waiting. A promise broken by violence. Can I see her again? The CEO asked. The doctor hesitated, then nodded. Inside the room, the lights were dim. Eli's mother opened her eyes slowly. Her lips moved. Eli, she whispered. The CEO stepped back and waved Eli closer. Eli rushed to the bed. Mama, he cried softly. I'm here. Her eyes filled with tears. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I tried." "I know," Eli said. "I waited." She smiled weakly. "You're a good boy," she said. "Just like I taught you." Her eyes moved to the CEO. "Thank you," she whispered. The CEO shook his head. He could not speak. The machine beeped faster. A nurse stepped in quickly. "Time," she said gently. They stepped back again. Outside the room, the doctor spoke quietly. "She needs surgery," he said. "Soon." The CEO looked at him. "How soon?" "Tonight," the doctor replied. "And the cost?" the CEO asked. The doctor did not hide the truth. "It's high," he said. "Very high." Eli stood close, listening. "I don't want her to die," Eli said. The words were not loud, but they hit hard. The CEO looked at the boy. "I won't let that happen," he said. Eli looked up. "You promise?" The CEO hesitated. He knew promises were dangerous, but some moments demanded them. "I promise," he said. The doctor looked surprised. "We need approval," he said. "Payment." The CEO reached into his pocket and pulled out his phone. He opened his banking app. "I'll handle it," he said. Eli's eyes widened. "You don't even know us," Eli said. The CEO looked at the boy. "I know enough," he replied. The doctor nodded and walked away quickly. The surgery room doors closed. A red light turned on. Eli sat on the floor this time. He hugged his knees. The CEO sat beside him. "Sir," Eli said quietly. "Yes." "Why are you helping us?" The CEO looked at the floor. "I was you," he said slowly. "A long time ago." Eli looked confused. "I waited too," the CEO continued. "But no one came." Eli rested his head on the CEO's shoulder. The red light stayed on. Minutes felt like hours. Finally, the doctor returned. His face softened. "She made it through," he said. Eli jumped up. "Really?" "Yes," the doctor smiled. "She's still fighting." Eli cried. Not loud, just relief. The CEO closed his eyes. Outside, snow stopped falling. Inside, hope began. Morning came slowly. Light entered the hospital through small windows. The snow outside had stopped falling, but the cold stayed. It waited like it always did. Eli sat on the chair again. This time, his feet still did not touch the floor, but his face looked different. Hope was there now. Small but real. The CEO stood near the window. He had not slept. His phone showed many missed calls. Messages from his office. From his assistant. For people who expected him to be somewhere else. He did not answer. The doctor walked toward them with a calm face. "She's stable," he said. "The surgery worked." Eli jumped up. "Can I see her?" "In a little while," the doctor replied. "She needs rest." Eli nodded. He was good at waiting. The CEO felt that word again. Waiting. He looked at Eli and realized something. This boy had done nothing but wait his whole life. Wait for his mother. Wait for warmth. Wait for help. And still he was kind. A nurse brought a small cup of juice and a sandwich. "For the young man," she said. Eli smiled. "Thank you." He turned to the CEO. "Do you want some?" The CEO shook his head. "You eat." Eli took a bite, then stopped. "My mom won't like this bread," he said. "She says it's too dry." The CEO smiled softly. "I think she'll be happy you ate," he said. Eli nodded and finished. Later, the doctor returned again. "There is something you should know," he said to the CEO. "Your payment covered the surgery, but recovery will take time." "How much time?" the CEO asked. "Months," the doctor said. "She won't be able to work." Eli listened quietly. "No work means no money," Eli said. "We might lose the house." The CEO looked at him. "Where do you live?" he asked. "A small apartment," Eli replied. "The heater breaks a lot." The CEO felt anger rise inside him. Quiet anger. Not at the boy. Not at the mother. At the world. "I'll take care of it," the CEO said. Eli blinked. "Of what?" "All of it," the CEO replied. Eli kronet. "What?" The CEO thought for a moment. "Because someone once helped me," he said, "and I never forgot." Eli did not fully understand, but he nodded. The doctor left them alone. The CEO's phone rang again. He answered this time. "Yes," he said. "Cancel the meetings." A voice on the other end sounded shocked. "All of them," the CEO repeated. "I won't be coming in." He ended the call. Eli looked at him with wide eyes. "You're not going to work?" Eli asked. "Not today," the CEO replied. "But you're important," Eli said. "Important people go to work." The CEO smiled sadly. Some days, he said, being human is more important. Later that day, Eli was allowed to see his mother again. She looked tired but alive. Eli held her hand carefully. You scared me, he said. She smiled weakly. I'm sorry, baby. She looked at the CEO. I don't know how to thank you, she whispered. You already did, the CEO said. You raised him. Tears rolled down her face. Eli leaned close to her. The man helped us, he said. He promised. She squeezed his hand. After they left the room, Eli asked a question. Will you go away now? The CEO stopped walking. He thought about his big house, his quiet rooms, his empty fridge. No, he said. Not yet. That night, the CEO made calls. He spoke to lawyers, to housing offices, to people who owed him favors. He did not sleep. By morning, things had changed. Eli and his mother would not lose their home. Bills were paid. Help was arranged. Eli did not understand all of it. He only knew one thing. He was no longer alone. The CEO stood by the window again. The city moved like nothing had happened. But for him, everything had. Because that day, he did not choose money. He did not choose power. He chose a boy who waited. And that choice was changing him. Time moved differently after that. Days passed. Then weeks. Winter began to soften, but the cold still lived in the air. The city stayed loud, but one small life was finally getting quiet. Eli's mother stayed in the hospital for a while. When she came home, she moved slowly. Her steps were careful. Her body was healing, but her fear was still there. The CEO visited often. Sometimes he came with groceries. Sometimes with books. Sometimes he came with nothing at all, just time. Eli watched him closely. He noticed how the man wore the same dark coat. How he always knocked before entering. How he listened more than he spoke. One afternoon, Eli sat at the small table drawing. The CEO leaned over. What's that? Eli smiled. That's you. The picture showed a tall stick man holding an umbrella. Next to him was a small boy. Snow was falling. You're very tall, the CEO said. You're a hero, Eli replied. The CEO laughed softly. I'm just a man. Eli shook his head. Heroes wait. The CEO did not know what to say. Eli's mother watched from the couch. Tears filled her eyes, but she smiled. I don't know how to repay you, she said later. The CEO shook his head. You already are. You're getting better. She nodded. With help, she found a new job. One that did not keep her out all night. One that was safer. The CEO did not give her money forever. He gave her a chance. That mattered more. Eli went back to school. On his first day, the CEO walked him there. Other kids stared. Is that your dad? One boy asked. Eli gossed. He looked at the CEO. Then he said, he's my friend. The CEO smiled. After school, Eli ran out with a big grin. I learned new words today, he said. What words? The CEO asked. Brave and promise, Eli replied. The CEO felt his heart twist. One evening, as they walked home, Eli asked a quiet question. Why don't you have kids? The CEO stopped walking. I never had time, he said. That's sad, Eli replied simply. The CEO laughed softly. Yes, it is. They sat on a bench. Cars passed. People rushed. Eli swung his legs. My mom says you were once a little boy like me, Eli said. The CEO nodded. I was. Did you wait too? Eli asked. The CEO looked at the sky. Yes, he said, but I waited alone. Eli moved closer. You're not alone now, he said. The word stayed. One night, the CEO did not leave right away. He sat at the table, staring at nothing. Eli's mother noticed. You okay? She asked. He took a breath. I built my life by never stopping, he said. By never feeling. She listened. And now? She asked. Now I don't want to run, he said. She smiled gently. Then don't. That night, the CEO slept on the couch. Not because he had to, because he wanted to. Weeks later, Eli's mother was strong enough to walk fast again, to laugh, to cook. She made pancakes one morning. Eli smiled wide. She kept the promise, he said. The CEO sat at the table with them. It felt strange. It felt right. Outside, snow melted into water. Spring waited, but something else had already arrived. A family, not by blood, but by choice. Spring arrived quietly. The snow was gone. The streets were wet, not frozen. trees started to breathe again. Life moved forward like it always does. But for Eli, everything was different. He walked to school with his backpack on his shoulders. His shoes were dry now. His jacket fit him well. He smiled more. His mother stood at the door every morning. "Be good," she said. "I always am," Eli replied. And every afternoon, someone was waiting. Sometimes it was his mother. Sometimes it was the CEO. That day, the CEO stood near the school gate. Eli ran toward him. "You're early," Eli said. "So are you," the CEO replied. They walked together. The city felt warmer. Not just because of the weather. As they passed a bakery, Eli stopped. "My mom likes that bread," he said. The CEO nodded. "Let's get some." Inside the shop, the smell of fresh bread filled the air. Eli smelled it. "This smells like home." The CEO paid and handed the bag to Eli. "Careful," he said. "It's warm." "So are we," Eli replied. The CEO laughed. At home, Eli's mother was cooking. She looked healthier now, stronger. "You didn't have to," she said when she saw the bread. "I wanted to," the CEO replied. They sat together. It still felt new, still felt unreal. After lunch, Eli went to his room to do homework. The CEO and Eli's mother sat quietly. "I've been offered a big job," the CEO said. She looked surprised. "That's good." "It's far," he added. "Another city." Silence filled the room. Eli's mother spoke carefully. "And what do you want?" The CEO looked toward Eli's room. "I don't know," he said honestly. "I've never stayed anywhere for long." That evening, Eli came out holding a piece of paper. "I made something," he said. He handed it to the CEO. It was a drawing. 3 people holding hands. Above them were simple words. "Thank you for waiting." The CEO felt his eyes burn. "What does it mean?" he asked. Eli shrugged it. "You waited with me, so you're part of us." The CEO knelt in front of him. "Eli," he said softly, "life won't always be easy." Eli nodded. "I know, but I promise," the CEO continued, "you will never wait alone again." Eli smiled. "I know that too." Weeks later, the CEO made his choice. He turned down the job. He stayed. Not because he had to, because he wanted to. One morning, Eli asked a question. "Can I call you something?" The CEO looked surprised. "Like what?" Eli thought for a moment. "Sir is okay," he said. "But sometimes can I call you uncle?" The CEO's voice caught. "Yes," he said. "You can." That night, the CEO walked home alone. He passed the same street, the same corner, the same place where snow once fell and a small hand grabbed his coat. He stopped. He looked around. People still walked fast, still looked away. The world had not changed. But he had. He understood now. Sometimes the smallest voice carries the biggest truth. Sometimes waiting is not weakness. Sometimes stopping is the bravest thing a person can do. That night, the boy was not lost. The world was. And one man finally stopped to listen. Final message. Never ignore a child. Never ignore pain. Because the moment you stop, you might save a life.